What's up? 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 Well, we know we're all familiar with Tyrese. We're familiar with his. He's 46. You know, he's an actor or whatever. We're familiar with his life, but he said some things on a broadcast podcast. I guess it's TD Jake's podcast. I didn't know he had one. I just saw Tariq speaking on his podcast, and while he was speaking, he was talking about the prospects of getting back into it, back into a marriage, back into a situation. And we'll let you hear what he has to say. He sounds horrified. He sounds horrified because he believes that it could happen again. And that's what a lot of dudes are, man. A lot of these dudes are traumatized. We talk about the beta male, right? We talk about the beta male. A lot of these dudes are not alpha males, they're beta males. Most of these dudes are beta males. And in the act of relationships or dating or marriage, a lot of men get traumatized. And let me say something. We was talking about the incel, right? No man is probably going to admit they're an incel, right? Or whatever that is, right? And a lot of men ain't going to admit they've been traumatized. They're not going to admit it, but they're going to show it in their actions. They're going to show it in how they process information, how they deal as they continue on their journey in their life. Now, the thing about Tyrese, the thing about Tyrese, and I do this, I'll keep making that mistake. I do listen to Tyrese, but Tyreek, this is Tyrese, right? Yeah, Tyrese. The thing about Tyrese, right, is the immaturity, man. I mean, we'll get into what happened, but you're still a man, brother. The immaturity and once again, what we talk about, he wants to rest on his woman. He wants to jump into the clouds of happiness and joy, and there are no mistakes. I have nothing to worry about, man. She'll never leave me. He wants to live that way. He's been hurt because he was doing it. He said he used to hide in the curtains and watch his wife come home. He was so happy to be with her. He was like a child. He said he would be back off in the curtains watching. And the divorce happened and it left a scar. And and now the legalities, and that creates more problems, more hesitation. Now, he's in a relationship now, says his woman wants to get married. He's afraid. He's afraid if he says I do again, she'll turn around and dump him after, whatever, a couple of years. And then he'll have to go through the same pain and heartbreak. And he's not ready to do that, man. And this guy is wounded. This guy is wounded. This guy went into the world of dating. It's just like a guy goes to where we at? Where we fighting at? What, Afghanistan? Where we at now? Ukraine. That we're not over there. I'm trying to see where we're at. It's like a soldier going to a war zone and coming back with issues, shell shocked or whatever you want to call it. This is the way he sounds, and this is what his journey has been in dating. And that's what's out there for most men out here. Really, what Tyrese is talking about is the reality of most men. Most men are going to encounter the same thing that he's encountering. And he's shook, man. We got the TD Jake thing. We'll try to play. Let me see. Hop on this thing. I think it's about 6 minutes. Right here. Is this it? This is it. So fair use, fair use. Check it out.
I understand you had a conversation with Holly Berry about divorce and about child support. As much as you are comfortable with talking about that, can you share something with me?
Yeah, well,
fair use. This is the TD Jakes podcast. I think it's network or something. We're going to hack this up just real quick.
What I said to her, it was on my Instagram. I posted it.
Okay.
And so it is public knowledge.
What happened right here?
What I posted. But it was actually on the topic. Most recently, it was about her saying that her current better half has been asking her to marry her because they've been together for a while now, and she has been struggling with the idea of ever, allowing herself to marry again. And I said, well, I could relate to that. I've been in a relationship now with my lady Zelly for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And she's always hinting at marriage. And some people will say, oh, you're a Band-Aid. You're just filling in the blanks. And, at a certain point, he's going to dispose of you and then go find the woman that he actually wants to marry. But people don't understand is that your opinion is formulating from things that you have never experienced.
Right.
You don't know what it's like to wake up, get married, have a prenuptial agreement in place, have the prenup to get cracked, where you end up paying all of her legal fees and my legal fees.
I have no idea why the video is not turning, but once again, the immaturity these celebrities or whatever display, it's unbelievable, man. You don't know what it's like to get married and have a prenup and the prenup get cracked. You're right. If you have a prenup, there are certain guidelines you cannot void. Adultery is one of them. If they catch you, and this is another thing too, the downside. That comes with marriage. None of this stuff is promised forever. You're not promised to be here forever. You went through a bad divorce, and we all know, like I said, once it's over, and it's every man for himself. So the same person that you married, now becomes a villain or an enemy, and your resources are at risk. Your stability, your mental sanity is at risk. We understand that, but you can't be weak, and that's the thing about it. He's trying to be a ladies' man, but he's tender. Tender Tyrese. You can't. It ain't gonna work, man. It's just won't work. You can't do it that way. You can't profess to be a ladies' man, but you weak when it comes to dealing with them. And I don't know, because he's right. I don't know. I'm not there. You're right. I'm not in your household. I have no idea what you and your wife were doing. But whatever it is, it's left you scarred. It's left you wounded. And it's traumatized you so much that in this new relationship you've been in for 4 or 5 years, You're afraid. And this is the thing, you want to do it. You want to do it, but you're afraid to do it. And that's not very masculine. Because he is a beta male, he's the marrying type. That he likes that. Marriage is like Christmas for guys like this. It's an event. It's like a marriage for him is like putting up a tree, putting up the ornaments, putting up, all the little nice things, the flashing lights, everything. That's what a marriage is like for Tyrese. It's something he wants to do, but he doesn't understand, or he don't want to understand. It's a legal side to it. It comes with legal consequences. And it's sad too, man. Another black man. It's sad to hear these grown black men like Tyrese, you know, say these things, man. Here we go. Didn't I think Bezos just got a divorce. He gave his wife 34 billion or something like that, and she's been giving that to HBCUs. She's been giving HBCUs 25, 100 million. I don't know everywhere she's been going, but I have been seeing that she's given a couple of the HBCUs a donation of support, like $100 million to a school she's never been to. But here we go.
And now I'm paying all this money to attorneys trying to protect what I have. And then you realize that somebody marries you and then they said, I don't want to be here anymore. And then they trying to take everything that belongs to you with them. And it is really a painful process. And so, well, hey, if we could be happy and we could be together and we could not get married, because if you ever decide that you don't want to be married anymore, now you're going to be another person trying to take everything that I've worked my butt off for the last 30 years. And what does that look like? And how long is this going to last before the judge decides this is my final judgment? So everything about my last divorce took 4.5 years. I lost all of my appeals in the lower courts. Then I lost all of my appeals in the Supreme Courts. And so I had like 3 weeks to cough up almost $1.2 million that I did not have to give.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you believe that, right? I mean, that's fine. You didn't have it. Um, you got to know what you're doing, man. You got when you choosing a mate, you got to focus on what you're doing. You also got to know who can deal with what. Some of them, some women you can cheat. I mean, I'm not, but some of them, you're right. Now, I'm not even talking about that. They'll give you, they don't care. You can do it. Go do it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some of them will play the game. You'll cheat. They don't look really, really hard. As long as you really, really, care, make sure don't leave no evidence, that you were doing it. They'll stay loyal, and they'll be there for you. And you can look at them after a couple of years and think, does she know? Well, and she wants the relationship to continue, right? But you got some, man, that's over. First time, first it's over. You getting papers filed, and like I said, he had a prenup, but I can go look up. It say it got cracked. Normally, to get crack a prenup, one of the aspects of it is adultery, and there are several other aspects because you're required in a marriage to do certain things. I think support. You got to maintain provisions. You have, like, if you sign that prenup, you have to take care of that person. If you stop, grounds for a divorce. You cheat, grounds for a divorce. And like I said, you got to know who you marrying, right? Because just like a lawyer, right? Just like certain people, right? They're very litigious. Some people take you to court for anything. It don't matter. They'll take you to court. You could run into the back of a car and that person will settle. Your insurance will contact them and that person will settle right there. Boom. You can run into another back of court car and that person will take the insurance. They'll take you. They'll start suing. So and you have to know what you're dealing with. He's very let me tell you something. Immaturity. You have to grow up. If you don't grow up, you're going to suffer. You're going to pay for the mistakes. You have to grow up. You have to become a man. You got to stop being a child. You're a grown ass man. You cannot be dealing with these women like a child. This isn't some high school romance. These are relationships. Things have changed. You can't do stuff. You can't say, hey, I signed it. Now, if you get married, right, you got to follow the tenets of the marriage, right? Well, you have to follow them. And it's immature. See, that's immature. It's immaturity to say, I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna get vows and sign, and we're gonna have a wonderful time. But wink, wink, I'm still out there. Well, you can do that. But you have to deal with the consequences of that decision. And that's where you get into the immaturity and the whining. You can't whine about it, man. It happens. You ain't the first guy that's had a bad marriage. And you ain't the last guy to have. So you know what? It ain't even like to say, nobody's even suggesting you enjoying this. But to speak on it like you're trauma, like you've been, like it's, it probably was your situation, but to speak on it like that, but that comes when we had the incel, and we were talking about the incel. He's up there saying he hadn't had women, and we're saying, okay, we get that part. We get that certain amount of stress, disappointment, maybe even some mental issues. We get that part, but you are making it seem like that's all you need in your life, women. You be careful what you wish for. Tyrese has plenty of them. And look at him. Look at him now. Look at what it's done to him. He's living in fear. 4 years of lawyer fees. He's right. He might not have any money. All them appeals cost money, man. And them lawyers want to get paid first. They're not going to start working on they got other clients. They're not going to start just working on your stuff. You got to pay them, man. You got to pay them. Money run out, they run out. It's a big deal. As a man, a marriage or even a relationship now because of STDs and stuff, you have to be careful with this stuff, man. Yeah, this is the Slaw channel, okay? This is the Slaw channel. But we're putting this information out there. You can listen to it or don't. And just like the incel that we were helping, Tyrese is a wonderful example. If you're an incel, look at Tyrese. Look, this is the thing. Don't look at him and stay away from women or say, I'm going to stay the way, an incel or whatever. No, but look at the immaturity of him. So as you improve, change, help yourself, you got to get mature, man. You got to grow up. You got to be a man about this stuff. You got to stop looking at this stuff like a child. The whole thing about falling back hopelessly in love, and that's really the way women deal with relationship. But we're not getting into that. Men, when you just lay, and we know men act like women now. When you want to just lay it all down, and I'm married, and I'm free, and and this is so dangerous. Oh, I'm so in love. Oh man, you know what? When guys do that, man, when they do that, it ain't no hope for them. It's no hope. When you do that, you get married. You don't have to get married. You and your woman connect, and you start looking at it as, this is the best thing for me, and God has blessed me, and we're going to be together. Man, you're taking a hell of a chance. We're going to be together forever, because when they leave, you'll be like Tyrese. You'll be like Tyrese, and he did that. And so that's what I'm saying. Let me tell you something. When I do these videos and these podcasts, I'm telling you, man, I'm learning too. That's what he did. You can't go into no relationship like that. You got to protect yourself. This is real world. This isn't TV. This isn't the music. I know we know he's a musician. This isn't a musical song. This is reality. If something happens, he said the prenup got cracked. Why? How did it get cracked? Let me see, because I'm interested about that. I'm interested in that. How did Tyrese's prenup? How did Tyrese's prenup prenup get voided? Let me see if he picks up on it. It says, nope. Okay, let me try it again. Get voided. Okay, they'll probably tell me now. Hold on. Said they went into his prenup and they voided out the attorney fee. They voided out the attorney fee part. They said it was invalid. Um. Okay, that's it. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. He said he found out. I'm looking at this. He says he found out. Tyrese says he found out during his divorce trial that his ex-wife was only in it for the money. She got about $500,000 from me. After the divorce, she gets $11,000 a month. Land Rover worth $20,000. He was ordered to pay her attorney fees that were another $400,000. Well, grew to $500,000 with interest due to non-payments, and he couldn't keep up with the child support payments, and she had him arrested. Okay, I see. I see. I see that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He said he didn't have the money, so and they don't care. So he couldn't keep up with the $11,000 a month after paying her the whole five, and the attorney fees cost. Yeah. So she had him arrested, and it says that's when he began crying in the courtroom. So yeah, he's traumatized, man, and he's going through what a lot of modern men are going to wind up going through, man. He's traumatized. Yeah, and we're not even getting into that. Yeah, he whined about he couldn't see his kid, and yeah, that's a part of it, man. If you don't pay the check, look, it's a contract, man. We know it's spiced up. Marriage is spiced up. Like I say, it's just like Christmas, right? You can have Christmas. You don't really need the tree. You can give gifts. You don't need a tree. What do you need the tree for? You can be in a relationship. You don't need a wedding, right? So he got in a relationship, man. Things went left, and she used. And it's not even her. Let's stop thinking it's her. It's the lawyer. It's not you, man. That lawyer is representing you. That lawyer is going to sit down and tell you what are your options. Well, you can have him arrested. Well, you can do this to him. You can go after this. No, you can go after his possessions. Do you know where his money is? You have a right to it. He has an account that's in someone else. We'll have the courts. We'll petition the courts. We understand he's a singer, R&B singer, and yeah, and that's to a certain degree it brainwashed him because he started looking at relationships from a perspective of music or from a perspective of fantasy. He painted a picture of perfection. The woman is perfect, and our love is going to last and last and last. And yeah, look. As a man, most men would love to do that. Most men would love to look at their women and just fall head over heels, tongue hanging out your mouth. We talk about that's how these brothers be doing them brotherhood snows. They be goofy and giggly around them. But yeah. I'm saying as a grown man though, you know you can't do it. But yeah. I mean, you're talking about a young man. Yeah, you're talking about 15 years old. Yes, your girlfriend. You listening to music and you guys are holding hands. Yeah, that's the way a child does relationship. You can't enter a relationship like that as a man. You can't. And it leaves you in society, we know it favors the woman. So it leaves you so open for what Tyrese is going through because see, it's betrayal too. We don't the court doesn't care, but it's betrayal. This is someone that you love. This is someone that you trust. This is someone who you've told your secrets to. And this person is demanding you take money you don't have. This person is trying to ruin you, so you have to deal with being ruined, but still loving that person. But you emotionally have an attachment to that person, but that person has broken away from that, and now they're trying to take everything they can from you. And they could care less. And also, knowing that they got the money, she has you arrested. And you're a celebrity of a name. You got to go into a whole. Now, I don't know where they put them. They have a little place for people like that. They don't necessarily put out. I was talking about the drunk tank, and it depends. If they don't have it, that's where you go. But they have to deal with wealthy criminals or wealthy defendants, and they have a place for them. He said, dude, about 50, baby boy. Hey man, I seen it. I saw it one time. If you like it, if you like it, like it. I know that's a cult classic with a lot of people, which I don't, now that blows my mind why it's a cult classic. I mean, it was a BT, it was a who made Baby Boy? Was that John Singleton? It was a film. It was just a flick, man. No, it wasn't a flick. It was just a movie. What did I say? What Baby Boy about? What 94? What is that? 94? What is that? What is that? 1994, 93? He said he doing them B-side movies on on two. Is that where he at? 2001. Hey, is that where he's at? I know they be Jennifer Lopez is all over Amazon Prime, man. Like none of those movies, all those movies are for Amazon Prime. They're nowhere else but Amazon Prime. And I'm saying, hey, she getting a paycheck. So is that where he could be? He could be down there. He got to work, man. He got to pay his bills, man. Yeah, rest in peace to John Singleton. Wonderful brother. He did a lot for the entertainment aspect of our community. Baby Boy, cult classic. Fine. I've seen it once. I haven't had a desire to see it again. But in the real world, in relationships, when you in the real world, you have to deal with the aspect of divorce. You have to. And you have to do it maturely. And we spoke about this. A man, you can have your lawyers, you might as well say, you can have lawyers draw up the marriage forms. You can have a lawyer do all of that. You can have a legal agreement with your woman, i.e., if I pass away, it's already in the will. You can have a will, everything goes to her. She's my next of kin. You can have all of that in paper. You can have all of that legally certified by a law firm. And then for mom and family, you guys can have a wedding. But it's just ceremonial. It's not a official a wedding. And that way you don't, you know what you're saying, right? You can't be drugged. There's nothing to sue. But she's taken care of, like as far as her health care, if something happens, she's taken care of. So you can assure her that you're going to take care of your woman. But you don't have to get married, because we know that it's been changed. Marriage has been altered by feminism. And even now they say it's not fair. They say it's not fair. I saw some woman on TikTok. She said marriage was slavery. She was saying a woman should never get married. That's nothing but slavery. You talking about cooking and cleaning? Yeah, it's like, but I was like, I didn't, I was just listening to her. What I did cross my mind, well, why get married? I mean, like, okay, you don't want to take care of this man. You don't want to cook for him. You don't want to clean for him. You don't want to focus on him, help him become a better man. Maybe you'll have a kid, but it can't mess up your stomach. Well, why get married? Why? There's no such thing as these relationships that have no downside. And that's when that's when you have to wonder, when you say a incel or something like that. Do these guys even want to deal with women? Because dealing with women comes with certain sacrifices, commitments. And it's life altering. You don't have to be a Otis. You don't have to be out here and your life dedicated. Some dudes do that though. Some dudes, I know a couple of dudes like, they don't have no problem becoming an Otis, man. They don't have no problem, man. They like the third kid. And look, we're different at this is YouTube. For you guys, these people, I grew up around men like that, and these were good men. Now, when you start talking about you or should you do it, I wouldn't. But those were good dudes, man. Those were they were wonderful dudes. I remember so many times we got picked up from football practice by this dude's Otis. He was laying up with his mama. His mama had like 6 kids. He was laying up with her. And interesting, he was a truck driver. He used to park the big rig. We were kids. We played with the truck, with the big wheels and stuff like that. And he parked his truck in the driveway, man, and he go back there and be with her. And that dude never said nothing. And I watched that man get ordered about. I watched her say, "Hey, Joe, I need you to go here, pick up my prescription. Then go by my mama's house. She needs you to clean out that garage. And then when you come back, I need you to take the kids over their cousin house." I watched that dude get up. Okay. That dude hit that truck. That dude was gone. That dude came back, sat on that couch, and I'm over there as a kid. I'm over there playing with my friend. And she said, "Look, take these kids. You can go on home." She was talking to me. "Take these kids over my cousin's house." Man, that man didn't say nothing. That man never said, "Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm finna watch the game. Hold up. I'm doing." That man got up, gathered them kids. I went home. He took them kids over his cousin's house, over their cousin's house. He came back. I mean, they grown people. I don't know, you know. And he passed away, but that was a good man. As far as just a good-hearted person, he was a good man. He unfortunately he passed away. He said like a mute. Well, he was compliant, and there's a certain amount of complicity that you got to have in a relationship. He was a compliant dude, and he died. He wasn't married. She had been married. Was he married? He might have been married. He might have been married. And now you see a guy like Tyrese who has already been through the ringer. And he's not a red pill guy. He don't listen to the content from men. He don't listen to that. He's out singing and dancing. And he's about to do it again. And this is my thing, because I would ask him if I could talk to him. I would say, do you go to church? And I said, tell me the truth. When the last time you been to church, Tyrese? Oh, the last time you got married. Okay, so you don't even go to church. Why are you so set on getting married? It's a religious tradition. Yeah, we know the state controls it, but it's based on religion and faith. Why is it so important to get? No, I'm just saying, why? So you're afraid you're going to lose your money? Well, hey, protect yourself legally. But he's not going to do that. And his ego, you know what? We keep talking about the ego. He's not going to do that. His ego is going to tell him, this one will never leave me. His ego going to say, I'm Tyrese. These women will walk through 12 miles of snow to come see me. See, that's his ego talking. So he going to say, I don't have to do that. These women, they love me. I don't have to just do that. And after I done told her about my last relationship, she'll do anything I tell her to do. And he's going to marry her. And a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, we'll see him yelling and screaming. We'll see it. And this is a man who's been broken. The sisterhood, you broke this man. The sisterhood, you broke this brother. This brother started out doing with that Coke commercial. Everybody remember that Coke commercial where he on a bus. Brother on a bus. It's hot. He downed some Coca-Cola and started singing. And he wasn't even at the time out. He wasn't singing. It was a Coke commercial, because we used to trip on that. Say, who is this brother? Said, what's wrong with that brother? We used to say, who's this brother, man, on the back of a bus, singing because he just had some Coca-Cola. It's almost like what we see with the toe tap guy. It's almost like the brother who taps his toes, that guy. It's almost like him. The toe tapper. There's something about the Negro and food. Just I saw the brother with the big dancing brother. That brother making money. He making a lot of money. But there's something about the Negro and food, and people want to see that. It's something about just how the Negro bounces around. And it's extremely offensive. But we don't, I don't think we care, man. I don't. He's traumatized, man. When you guys talk about having a whole lot of women, there you go. Tyrese. You see what it did to him too, didn't it? What did it do to him? What did it do to him? You see what I'm saying? What did it do to him? We know he done smashed a lot of chicks, but look at him. He's traumatized. Women got him traumatized. He ain't just sitting back with his feet up. This brother is afraid. And this is a marrying brother right here. This brother likes to get married. I've seen guys like that. They don't like just like a relationship. They want to be married. They want to wake up and tell the world that's my wife. They want to be married. You said he was in my way as an arch nemesis to Usher. Yeah, I mean, he got his B movies. He got a, I mean, if you talk about BT, the one he did with Megan Good, I actually can watch that more than I've seen it probably. I've probably seen it 3 times. It has a lot to do with her in it, but I've seen it probably 3 times. So if you want to say movies that he makes that I could watch, I'll watch that one again. But the rest of them, I mean, I've seen them. Not interested in watching them again. And he's playing with his money, man. So that's the way it is, man. And you got to understand, some women like she gonna take you to court, and the lawyer gonna tell you, gonna fight for what they think she should get. And you can't ask and beg and stuff like that. I see you trying to appeal. He said the arbitrator got in there. Yeah, there you go. Somebody else get in your business, man. Somebody get in your business. They get into your bank account. They can get into your Bitcoin. They get into your resources, and they're gonna have you sign a legal form that you have to tell the court what your resources are. If that person knows you got money off to the side, you got money in Bitcoin, you got money over here, your ass will be brought up on charges. You got to tell them, man. You know what? The Negro don't think that they don't think the rules apply to them. They think that they can just do it their way. Nah, man. Especially when you start talking about getting married to quality women who are in demand. Quality females, they're gonna know the system. A lot of black people only know the court system from the ghettos, from a ghetto perspective. What they saw their uncle do and stuff like that. Nah, man, it's a big world out there, and this is not a game to play. And also, once you grow up, you can't rest in your woman. You can't look at your woman and say this is the most important thing to me. You can't do that. Now, I said can't, right? Guys do it, and they pay. They pay in pain. They pay for that. They pay in pain doing that. You cannot be that naive and be that emotionally needy. You shouldn't even need that. Is she a good wife? Does she cook, clean, take care of your kids, always there for you? That's all you need. You don't need to be all lovey-dovey, and you shouldn't be like that as a man. Because, and I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't be. Because look how it's broken this man. Look at how this man is broken now. Look at this man. Yep, dude started crying at the premiere because Vin Diesel showed up and Michelle Rodriguez. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's very immature, man. He's very childish, and it's coming back to affect his adulthood. It is because he don't understand the world. He think everything's perfect. There's bad things in this world. People people pass away. Storms happen. You have hurricanes. People pass away on that. People get washed away. Bad happens in this world, and so will a divorce. Sometimes a marriage, it will go left, and you have to deal with that situation. It's uncomfortable. Nobody does. You're fortunate that you have money. A lot of people don't have no money. They don't have no real money, and then they got to go through a divorce, and they got multiple kids and multiple baby daddies. I mean, baby mamas, and they got to go and deal with that. They got to keep all of those women together. They got to keep each and every last one of those women on the same page. In addition to maintaining employment and maintaining a relationship with their family, with their you have to do all that. You got to do. It's a juggling act. So that's what I mean. It's nothing to play with. If you're gonna do it like that, you just need to pump and dump. If you're gonna do it like that, just pump and dump. And the reason you can't pump and dump is because you tender, and you know that you're weak. And women were not put on this earth for us to be weakened by them. They're supposed to make us stronger. So you see what I'm saying? Anytime you listening to music that does that, it's angling toward that. And we know they'll make music, man. They'll put anything in music. It's got to make you strong, not weak. And now that he's been traumatized, man, he's going to do it again. So he didn't even learn from his own mistake. That's something, man. But that's the world we're living in right now, man. And hold on, let me play this. We got about a little bit more left. Here we go.
This is my final judgment. So everything about my last divorce took 4.5 years. I lost all of my appeals in the lower courts. Then I lost all of my appeals in the Supreme Courts. And so I had like 3 weeks to cough up almost $1.2 million that I did not have to give. Mm-hmm. And then who do I turn to?
Right.
When I'm financially depleted.
Right.
Society doesn't care. I mean, there's a couch, his homeboy's couch. But you have to protect yourself, and you have to date women who want the same thing that you want. And if you don't have any morals or good character, you have to follow your marriage vows. If you watch your friend get away with it. And this is normally how it always happens. That's your buddy. You see that guy all the time. You done picked him up. You done went and scooped him up from places, dropped him off. And the one time you try to do it, you get caught. Now you're being pulled in divorce court. Now you going through with Tyrese, your money, you can't hide. You got to tell them all your money until she get that. The people say, okay, you got to give her this, you got to give her that. And then they don't care. So you are in a court like a child, but they don't care. So they're going to take what they want and they're going to give it to your ex-wife. And you can mope, you can walk around and feel terrible, but the system doesn't care. And if anything, you can learn from Tyrese, this man's traumatized. And that's not really his thing. You know, he's not really he's a one-woman man, but he puts too much investment in the woman. It should not, her leaving you should not mean you can't see you can't make it till tomorrow. You can't do that, man. And the fact that you want to do it means something going on in your life anyhow. It's something going on in your life that makes you want to do that. I don't know what it is, Maybe you never got it as a child, and a lot of us didn't. Yeah, we got to start telling the truth. A lot of us didn't have parents who just, like the TV. They weren't like that. Meals at the table, all of us ate at the same. They weren't like that. No, we didn't. No, we all ate. When we were kids. Like when I say kids, like 4 or 5, some shit like that. But ultimately, it comes down to you and what do you want. And Tyrese, once again, he's showing the world, he's showing you the world that these women can get you traumatized, man. And at the very least, it's the money. Because emotionally, he's a wreck behind that. And I agree with him. I agree with Tyrese. When a woman can dog you like that and discard you and go to the courts and you pay for her lawyers and she don't even mess with you, like she don't even communicate with you only through the courts. And then if you miss a little $1,000 child support, she's sending the police to your house. That woman never loved you. That woman didn't care about you. That woman saw opportunity. She hopped on that opportunity. You liked the way she looked. She's so fine. She said, okay, I'm in. I'm in. And then she put a set of rules on you and almost challenged you to break those rules. She's like, okay, well, I'll be with him, but. And he accepted that. He had his daughter, and she took his daughter. He didn't realize she could do that. She took his daughter and made him pay for the legal fees, and got $500,000 out his bank account, and getting got an old truck though. She said a 2020. No, it was a 2010. He said it was worth 20,000. She got that. Yeah, yeah. It's called marriage. Yeah, I got you, bro. It's called marriage. It's called having a marriage. It's called getting married. That's exactly what it's called. And it's not called, I'm going to get married because I'm thirsty. It's not called that. It's not called, I'm going to get married because I want a woman to come clean my mess up and cook and clean, and be at the house when I get off so I can smash. That's not a man. But you can guys get into that, and then they realize it's a bigger deal. Then you have kids and you love your kid. Then you say, hey, she's ready to go. And then you realize, you get sent to jail. You keep going to jail. Now there's a restraining order. Now you can't see your kids. Now the job needs you to come to work. You can't, they say you can't sit at home all day sulking about your marriage, man. We need you to go to work. And you got to be productive. It's cutthroat. It's a shark tank. You got to go to work and be a productive member. All of these things you have to do. And I think that's probably with Tyrese, one of the biggest situation is um, emotions and how people perceived it. And I can tell that's how he is because that's the way he is really in his acting. He's very emotional. He's very childish. He's very immature. And I get that part that he's a singer and the picture of romance to him is without fault because that's what he sings about. That's how he makes his money. The woman, he praises women in his music. And he has to go on a tour and sing that song over and over. And you the greatest thing, you the greatest thing. La 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 la. Yeah. But once again, another example, man. The women are winning, bro. The women got this game on lock. Another casualty. They can dust their hands off. They took care of Tyrese. Took care of him. Got him shook. 100% in his feelings. Fair use, fair use.
Get married, have a prenuptial agreement in place, have the prenup to get cracked, where you end up paying all of her legal fees and my legal fees. And now I'm paying all this money to attorneys trying to protect what I have. And then you realize that somebody marries you and then they said, I don't want to be here anymore. And then they trying to take everything that belongs to you with them. And it is really a painful process. And so, well, hey, if we could be happy and we could be together and we could not get married, because if you ever decide that you don't want to be married anymore, now you're going to be another person trying to take everything that I've worked my butt off for the last 30 years. And what does that look like? And how long is this going to last before the judge decides this is my final judgment? So everything about my last divorce took 4.5 years. I lost all of my appeals in the lower courts. Then I lost all of my appeals in the Supreme Courts. And so I had like 3 weeks to cough up almost $1.2 million that I did not have to give. Mm-hmm. And then who do I turn to?
Right.
When I'm financially depleted.
Right.
I need somebody to love me into a better me. Give me the heads up of what's around the corner. Talk to me in great detail about the choices and the mistakes, the shortcomings, the things that you were blindsided by, the charm, the charisma, the undiscovered magicians that know how to create all the smoke and get you to think and believe that they are what they appear to be. And then when the smoke clears, this is what their intentions were. Love me in a way that's connected to protecting me, because I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of coming close.
This guy. This guy. Man, hey. You gotta protect yourself, man. You gotta have some game, bro. And you need to deal with women who want you. You gotta stop dealing with women who you got to do stuff for them. You always got to do extra stuff to keep their interest in you. You got to give them money. You got to take them here. You got to, put up with whatever. And to me, if all guys would have to do, all guys would have to do is deal with the women who want you for you. And you don't have to worry about what Tyrese is talking about. And if you are gonna get married, be a husband. Get married. Oh, I married a woman and she cheated on me, and then she demanded a divorce. Okay, well, I agree. Now I'm gonna say this again, because you can get married. The only time I would encourage marriage, I really not for it, if you like late 60s and you find somebody that's 38. And just like Bruce Willis, they want to spend, you know, their lives with you, something like that. Because you can't take it with you. So, yep. Thank you. Vegas Day. Thank you, brother. He said that somebody said Tyrese ain't nothing but a lick. Say he ain't nothing but a lick to these women. Yeah. Yeah. It be like that, man. It be like that. But see, that's the thing with him. His ego makes him think he's not a lick. His ego makes him think that he's so the women want him so bad. These women, look at them, these women are climbing through my window. His ego that feeds that to him, and that opens him up to get taken advantage of. And he's a sucker, huh? He said, first thing you got to do, you're right, bro. You can't beg your woman. So you're going to go out and you're going to beg your woman to care about you. You're going to go out on a date or you in a marriage and you're going to beg her. You're going to say, well, if there's something wrong, let me know because I'm going to try to do better. And we don't have to break up. Just keep me up to date. How you feel, man? Where, what? That's what he's saying. And guys like him, to be honest with him, Tyrese, it's scary. This dude is scary, man. He's scary. And when you're not a masculine man, right? And he's not. See, we keep falling for what we look at the guy. Oh, he's in shape, but it don't make him a man. He's still a child, man. He has the mind, the way he was raised like a little boy, and he hadn't improved since then. And there's the whole thing with the